Somebody asked me, how do I write a Ghibli moment, but in a novel? How do I translate that into prose? And I think I know how to do it, but you're not gonna like it. I bet you're not gonna like it. Let's face it, we're on YouTube. If you're watching this channel, you probably watch other fantasy-related channels too. And what I'm about to say contradicts a lot of the writing advice you usually find around here. You see, most video essayists, they're reasonable. They talk about the rules of storytelling, the mind maps that guide your scenes, characters, and plots. And once you learn those rules, you get this very pleasant sensation of feeling wiser, of having more tools in your toolbox. It feels good, you feel more prepared than before. And I've done my fair share of that kind of video myself. If you look at my older ones, there's a lot of breaking down, analyzing, understanding. If you're a reasonable writer, that might be exactly what you need. But I found out that I'm not that. I'm terribly, mightily, unfixably unreasonable when I write. I become a creature of passions, not thoughts. When writing really flows for me, I feel I'm barely there in front of the keyboard. I'm transported somewhere else. I'm a conduit, a vessel. So I've been focusing on that these past few years, on how to reach this embodied art state of mind, how to master it. Don't get me wrong, I have deep respect for the rules of storytelling, and I've spent so much time with them that they've seeped into my marrow. But when I sit down to write, the last thing on my mind is the 3-act structure or character vectors or any of that stuff. I'll think about all that much later. My fellow unreasonable writers, welcome home. And my dear reasonable people watching this video, I'm about to introduce a different way to do things. And if you are truly reasonable, you will agree with me that there is value and opportunity in learning different techniques, even if they're not for you. Just don't expect rules or understanding, because I pray at different altars. So, let me take you for a ride. Drawing inspiration is a lot like drawing breath. You pull something from the world, a reaction happens inside you, then you let go. But even as the air leaves your lungs, it's not the same air anymore. The magic has already bloomed inside you. So here's the first question. How do you engage with those stories that you love in a way that provokes a deep reaction? I can't exactly answer that for you, we're different people, but this channel gives you plenty of my personal approach. I watch those scenes slowly, deliberately. I pause. I rewind. I rewatch. Sometimes I write down the dialogue, and I even go so far as to rewrite the action on screen as prose. Most of all, I'm always asking myself how things make me feel. How do I feel when Nausicaa talks to Diomo? How does my heart respond to Jiro's dreams of flight? Why am I so emotional about this breakfast? Watching, reading, playing something with the intention of learning looks very different from engaging with that same story just for your enjoyment. In my experience, this is why it takes years to write a novel, because I think my characters are well developed and witty, and then I read a novel that does it so much better than I do, and I must learn, I must absorb this. I also want to play people's heartstrings just like I'm being played right then. I'm Mega Man, trying to incorporate new powers. This is an invitation. Come into my obsession. If you want to write a Ghibli scene, try your very best to become one with those scenes you love. Be deliberate, be passionate, be devotional in your study of it. And once you've done that enough, what happens next? We're talking Miyazaki, aren't we? So let's talk about the concept of ma. The Japanese word ma means the space in between. You're doing something, later you do something else, and what happens in the middle is ma, the gap. Ma is important here because, unlike Mega Man, the process of absorbing new power, new poetics, takes time, and time is a necessary ingredient here. There's no substitute for it. You might think that cramming 20 hours of consecutive study will make you a proper Ghibli acolyte, but it's probably better to study deeply for 2 hours and give it 2 or 3 days to settle. Your old ideas and concepts need time to get to know the new ones, to find their place inside your brain. This process isn't supposed to be quick. It's supposed to change you, to change the way you think, the way you navigate the world. It's actually good that it takes a while and there is some filtering. Imagine if everything you watched changed your worldview immediately. Sure, if you're eager, you can start writing immediately after you study that incredible Porco Rosso scene. Nothing's stopping you. I'm just warning you not to expect incredible results without giving the process the time it needs to work inside you. So please, take your time. Don't rush. But also, don't forget that eventually it's time to sit down and make art. The moment has finally arrived. You've studied, you've engaged, you've rested, you've given your brain the time it needed to adapt. It's time to write that Ghibli-inspired scene. Sure, you can sit down and write like you would on any other day. But now that you've been through this whole journey, let's make the final step as powerful as we can, shall we? Here's an invitation. Carry your references like you carry your ancestors, with deep respect, reverence even, but also as forces, ghosts, energies that are there to help you. Don't just sit down to write. Make this moment into something more. Create your little ritual. Maybe for you it's incense or loud music, or maybe that's the only time you turn on your house moving castle lamp. And remember, the point here is not to copy your inspirations, but to channel them through you. You want your words on the page, not theirs. And sure, you want some of those poetics to help you shape your writing, but you also want to mix them with all the other inspiring poetics you've been collecting throughout your life. Certainly you've got many other artists who've called to you. And not only that, what about the amazing people you've met, places you've been, situations you lived? Like it or not, you're bringing everything you are to the writing table. But once you're there, you have a choice. You can be intentional about which of those inspirations you give the most attention to at any given time. This is how you can write a scene or even a whole book that shares something with an artist you admire without copying. That shared characteristic lives in your personal interpretation of it, paired with all your other references. And just to give you a clear example, here's a short piece I wrote inspired by Miyazaki. And you tell me if you can feel the Ghibli-ness in it.
As she stares at the line of dolls, her expression speaks more of an old woman than a 9-year-old. Assessing eyes, moving slowly, well practiced in hiding pain. Each doll represents a year of her short life. Frilly red dresses celebrating long summers, yellow silk for her first steps, a special dress covered in blue butterfly wings for the year her little sister was born. She looks down, clenching the white porcelain arms of the new edition. A charcoal-stained rag hides the delicate body underneath. There's no other choice for such a dark year. She steps forward, scowling as she places the new edition at the end of the row. No matter how colourful the rest of her life is, the dark smear will forever occupy the 9th position. This sorrow will not go to waste. Her small voice is almost angry, almost apologetic. But in the end she steps back, eyes still locked with the doll, bows, then leaves.
I didn't write that thinking about Miyazaki's narrative characteristics. I was not picturing forest spirits or good parent archetypes or strong female leads. I was not thinking about anything at all. I'm unreasonable. I just close my eyes and ask my unconscious mind to bring that reference forward. Then, in the middle of my thoughts, a little movie started to play. I hope you felt it. I hope there was something that clicked, that got you somewhere close to how you feel when you're watching a Ghibli scene. And I hope you let me know below.
A special thank you to Jill Barrett for voicing that little scene. Thanks, Jill. And if you like Miyazaki, this is like half of what I talk about. Here's another video recommendation for you. And also, of course, a special thank you to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. And I'll see you folks next time. Bye.